So this is our second weekend in Melbourne. We did a lot of fun stuff. We went to the zoo and we went to a market, and we'd like to tell you guys all about it.
Yeah. So we started by trying to decide where we wanted to go, and kind of realized that no matter where we wanted to go, we were going to have to figure out how to get there. So we had to figure out kind of the public transportation system situation in Melbourne, which was a little bit intimidating because they have like trains and trams and buses, and obviously there's like walking and biking and renting a car, so there was lots of options.
But it's pretty simple because, of course, there's an app for that. So I found the app, I mapped our route, we got in the train station, and the route was busted because the tracks were under construction. So
Right, yeah.
then I didn't know what to do.
There was like someone over the loudspeaker being like, oh, everyone that wants to get on this track needs to actually get on this train, and we're like, should we listen to what the strange voice in the sky is saying, or should we listen to what the phone is saying? We didn't really know which one to do. But so we took a risk and we just jumped on the train and listened to the voice in the sky, and I think it turned out to be the right one.
Yep, and we eventually got to Werribee Zoo, not Melbourne Zoo. I think it was Werribee Open Range Zoo.
Right, so we got on that first train, and then we had to get off and switch trains, and then we had to get off and go to take a bus. But luckily all of the systems take the same little like card thing. It's called a MyKey, and they all use the same card, so you just kind of like slide your card when you get on and then slide your card when you get off. So it wasn't super confusing because they're all kind of connected, but eventually we got to the zoo.
It took 3 things to get us there, but we got
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half of public transit, but we got there, and it was worth it because it was super awesome.
Yeah, so when we got there, we went on this kind of safari ride. So rather than animals in cages and you walking by, it was more of an open zoo where they were just all kind of on this open African plain kind of thing. And then we were on this bus, and we just saw a bunch of cool animals as we drove by.
Yeah, it was like a kind of open air bus tour. There was like a different one that we wanted to do when we got there, but it was super expensive, and it actually was all booked up. But it turned out that in your ticket price, like just in whatever you pay to go to the zoo, you get a normal safari ride anyways. And there's one bus that's like an open air bus for their normal safari ride, so we jumped on that bus, and I think we saw zebras.
Zebras.
Zebras, excuse me.
That's how they're pronounced here.
The lady on the train said that zebras are black with white stripes, in case anyone was wondering. That's technically.
Are you sure that's what she said?
Yeah, because their like noses are black,
Oh.
and so they're actually black animals
Interesting.
with white stripes. So that clarifies that whole debate. We saw ostriches, or ostriches.
Ostrich.
Yep, we're sticking with it. Ostriches.
We saw giraffes. I like them because they had their legs all splayed out.
Yeah, because
because
they're trying to like eat the grass on the ground, but they're way too high up, so they have to like do the splits in order to eat, which was kind of funny. And she was talking about how like the blood rushes to their head just from trying to eat food.
We saw extinct animals, which is interesting because we thought extinct meant that there weren't any left.
Apparently we were stupid.
Apparently that's not what it means. Apparently extinct means there are none left in the wild.
Right.
So there are dinosaurs at the zoo. You just didn't know.
No, there must be like a higher level of extinction then, because if extinct doesn't mean nowhere anywhere, then there's got to be like a new word that we have to make up. I don't know what it is, but yes, we saw some extinct animals. There was like horses that were a certain
I
breed
didn't
that
know
were
horses
extinct.
were extinct.
No, it's like a certain kind of breed. I don't remember which one it was. Moving on, we saw rhinos. They
It was
were
actually blocking the road and we couldn't get around it. That was
Yeah, it like went like in front of our bus, and we had to like wait because it was like curling its tail up, which apparently means it's going to like
Angry.
charge. So we had to wait for it to calm down and get out of our way.
We saw bison from the distant land of North America.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Very
So
exotic.
apparently
animals.
that was super exciting for some people there. Did we see anything else?
On the safari, I think that was about it. But then we got off the safari, and then it was kind of a normal zoo after that.
We did see one other thing on the
What was
safari, but we also saw some hippos.
Right, but those were off the safari.
Right, but we saw them on the safari first, and the lady said that we wouldn't see them probably because they like to stay in the water because they have really thin skin and they don't want to get hot or cold or something. I don't know. But I love hippos, and so I really wanted to see one. And they were out of the water, so we saw them, And then when we got off of the safari, that's when you can actually walk around the zoo and see all the other animals. Because they tried not to keep all the like meat-eating animals with the non-meat-eating animals, so they won't eat each other.
Right.
So yeah, we got off and we got to see all the a little bit more scary animals, I guess, and the hippos, which are vegetarians, by the way. I didn't know that,
But they like to
found
kill
it out.
people.
Well, they can kill people.
Most dangerous mammal in Africa or something like that.
Something like that. They've killed more people than like any other animal there. But
Kelly still wants one.
yes, they're very cute. They're very
And they're huge, and they were right in front of us. We got really close.
Yeah.
And they made weird sounds.
Yeah, they made weird sounds all like back and forth. They were talking to each other. It's kind of weird, but they're really cute. And they go in the water and out of the water. Apparently they can hold their breath for like 10 minutes. So if you kind of walk up and one goes under the water, you might not see it again for a long time.
Yeah, they're completely invisible when they go under, and then they just kind of pop up and
Yeah.
eat you.
They can like sink down really fast. Like they just kind of walk in and sink, but then they're pretty buoyant animals. I don't know. After that,
Super big and fat.
they're really fat.
They got really thick, weird skin. Well, they said it's thin skin, but it's got like scars and texture all over it. It's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
It's weird. Anyways, moving on.
Gorillas.
We kind of saw gorillas.
They were
like
being
to
shy.
hide, so that was kind of dumb.
Non-social gorillas.
Stupid gorillas.
But the monkeys were a little more social.
Yes, the little monkeys like to run around and dig in the dirt and things like that.
Much what they did, dig in the dirt.
Yeah.
And then we saw lions.
Yes, they were also kind of lazy.
They just sat around.
They sat around. We got
I was
closer.
attacked by a lion.
What? Oh yes, I did. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, there's like the zoo is really good for like kids. They have like little paths and stuff that the kids can kind of walk on and things they can play on. And there's like this little path that kind of went off, and Josh thought maybe there's like animals to see over there because it looked like there was maybe like a snake exhibit or something. But like right when he walked down the path, there was this huge lion roar. And I think he just about died. He freaked out. He thought there was like a lion that had gotten loose or something. I don't know. But he walked out and was like, oh gosh. And yeah, I think it was just a trigger. They're just a speaker there with a really loud lion roar. And right when he walked up, it just scared the goodness gracious out of him. Right. So, but there were some real lions there that we did see.
The non-speaker kind.
Exactly. We also saw a cheetah.
Cheetah was my favorite part because the cheetah, so there's glass in front of you, really thick glass, but then right on the other side of the glass is this cheetah that's just right in front of us, and it's pacing and it's drooling and it's looking at us, and it wants to eat us, and it's really stressed out that it can't. So that was fantastic.
I got a little scared, like, because it was so close that you could just like see in its eyes that it was like looking at you and sizing you up and deciding whether or not you're food, and I had to get away because I didn't like it. Like I've seen those videos where there's like a lion at the zoo like pawing at a kid through the glass, and I just don't like it. It freaks me out.
That's how this was too. It wasn't too interested in me. It was looking at like the little kids right in front of it because it just knew
Too
those were easy
scary
targets.
for me. It was like pacing back and forth staring at us, so that was creepy.
Awesome. I liked it. So there's lots of good pictures of that on Facebook. You should check them out because we got really close to it.
Yeah, Josh is obviously very excited about the cheetah.
It was cool.
Anyways, I mean, other than that, we saw like little meerkats. They were cute, I guess.
Timon. No Pumbaa.
No Pumbaa, just Timon. And then we were gonna go see kangaroos, but then Josh was smart enough to look at the little app on his phone that we were previously discussing, and it said, "Hey, your last bus is leaving in like 20 minutes." So we skipped the kangaroos to go
Made the
catch a
last
bus. Yeah, we were very close to almost having to spend the night at the zoo. But
Which you can do actually.
that's true. They have like, we probably would have just had to do that. They have like this thing where you can pay money and then like spend the night in tents at the zoo, and they like cater food for you, and you go like in all the like back door stuff and get to see all the animals. So
And they feed you to the cheetah.
no, they don't feed you to the cheetah, hopefully. But anyways,
They might.
doesn't matter. We weren't gonna find out because we caught a bus, and then we came home.
I bet that's where you see the extinct dinosaurs.
In the back of the zoo. Yeah, dang it.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
next
sure.
time we'll leave you there and you can see them. Anyways, so that was our day at the zoo and our exciting adventure of figuring out the whole public transit system. So, yeah.
Check back soon. We'll have another video on the Victoria Market, which was pretty exciting. The Queen Victoria Market.
Yes,
that's what it was.
the queen title is probably slightly important to her, so.
I suppose.
Don't forget that. Anyways,
Alright.
bye guys.